Next up on stage is Mimosa Concierge. Welcome, and Zudua, get ready.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mike Raymond, and I'm founder of Mimosa Concierge. To start off, I'd like to sort of briefly take you guys into a quote that will translate why there's a great appetite from our consumers for our product. So Theodore Adorno says, the task for modern art is to bring in chaos into order. And I'll repeat, the task for modern art is to bring in chaos into order. Now, we know we're not the Picassos or the Van Goghs of what we're trying to do, but we identified that there was chaos from the beginning. And the chaos was in the digital card payment ecosystem. Now, to briefly dive into, before my time runs out, is the mission statement. We say the luxury of spending less. And today morning, when I was with the team, they told me I'd run into trouble if I used Magufuli because spending less sort of goes in to the current situation, economic situation. So we're trying to solve that as well. So the problem, we identified that there's a huge growing middle-class society in Tanzania and Africa, but the pockets are not necessarily growing from their end. They want the nicest things. They want the nicest restaurant, they want the nicest car, they want the nicest everything. But they don't have the money to pay for it. Sending money abroad for most of our clientele, we identified that the Western Unions and the MoneyGrams are actually quite expensive when you're doing the transactions from that end. So we sort of came in and said, let's find a solution for that. Withdrawals, I mean, it's a stated fact that at least one of us in this room has gone to an ATM and there's been no network, either electricity has run out, and you'd have to circle around the block to find 2 or 3 ATMs so you can withdraw cash. So that was another problem that we identified and said, let's go in and try to solve that as well. Now, the solution is the incentive. We created an incentive to sort of solve these problems, and the incentive was more to avoid any transactions that are done through a Visa card from ATM, from payment. And we introduced the discount partnership program that goes in with the product that we introduced. And from the suppliers, we said, okay, why should they accept us when we are signing them up? So they're getting more expenditure from our clientele, and they're sort of getting value for money by signing up with us. Now, the team is myself, Edmund, who runs the marketing, Leonce, who covers operations, and Emmanuel, who oversees the whole financial aspect of what we're doing. Now, the milestones. We launched in June 2016. By August, we were about 18 discount partners in. By November, we're about 37 discount partners, 100 card holders. By January, we got a request in from Ghana where a partner wanted to subscribe with our brand. So we went into Ghana and signed an MOU, and as we're speaking, there'll be a launch in Ghana by September for the brand and what we're doing. We're into May now, and we have over 56 discount partners and over 200 clientele, which is the card holders. So the market validation, we said, okay, we are pretty much entering a market where it's not a new market, it's not rocket science we've done, but people are spending less and less time trying to source into getting an account. So our prepaid Visa card, you don't need to be an account holder to have it. The KYC is very simple. You just need an ID and your passport photo. And within 24 hours, you get the card. 59% of people are using alternative methods. I mean, M-Pesa, Tigo Pesa, Airtel Money, who are our partners we work with, because you can top up the card by mobile money, and other alternative methods that people are using. We say, let's try this out and see how it comes out. Market size. We started in Dar es Salaam. Requests were coming in from Arusha, Zanzibar, Moshi. So we've opened an agent network at the moment that we're working with. We have access to 18 countries because our partner, UBA Bank, is a Pan-African bank that runs into all these countries, hence why we went into Ghana as a second market. The card is worldwide because it's Visa, so you can spend your money anywhere you go. 3 ways to apply for the card. I have 2 minutes. I'm going to rush into this. As I said, KYC is passport photo, ID copy, payment for the subscription, and you get your card. The technology. We know that Visa cards are not a new thing. They've been there in the market for a long time. But what we came in to do is add value into it. So at the moment, you can withdraw the highest figure from our card in the market. That's 5 million per day. We've added card transfer features, et cetera, which I'll speak in the Q&A. The revenue model. We make money from each transaction that the card is processed. We make money from the sale of the card itself. We at the moment are launching out an advertising model whereby all our discount partners will be featured into a magazine, digital and paper edition. And we have Mimosa Consultation, which is the biggest revenue earner at the moment. We're post-MOU with TTCL, whereby we'll be launching a card at the airports. So every tourist that comes in will be getting a TTCL SIM card together with our card in the country. So you're talking about 10% of a million, that's 100,000 clientele per year. We're also in talks with Toyota at the moment. So for every Toyota car being sold, in the dashboard, you'll find a card as a loyalty program for them. So we're selling loyalty to them. And why now? In 43 seconds, I'll say consumer spending has never been this sensitive for a very long time because the markets are not really doing well, which is an advantage to us, and everyone wants to save the most they can. So that's pretty much Mimosa, and I welcome any questions.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mike from Mimosa. So straight to the judges.
All right, it's a very good pitch, very interesting.
Thank you.
And you've got a few different places where you can make revenue. I'm very interested because there's a similar card that was here 2 years ago, B-Pesa.
Okay.
So can you say something about that? Do you know about it, and what's your different take on it? Because it's now more in Kenya than in Tanzania, but B-Pesa was the first mover, I think.
Exactly, and as I mentioned in the beginning with the quote, we knew there was a problem because of the chaotic market.
Could you please put your mic closer so that we
Sorry. As I said from the beginning, we knew there was a problem, and the problem was not trying to convince someone who has cash to put money into a card, because they have bank cards. On average, one person has probably 3 banks they bank with, and they have the Visa cards. But we wanted to approach it in a way by, if you drive out of your house and you know you're using a road that has traffic police, you probably drive back to get your license. We do the consultation in the sense that if you drive out of your house, you come back to get your Mimosa card because the next fuel station where you're filling up is our discount partner. And instead of you paying cash, you're paying using us, you're saving money. So if you spend $1 million a week, we're coming in and say, well, listen, we're saving you 30% of $1 million. That's the model that we're using that B-Pesa failed to grasp.
So mobile money is growing, especially in this region. Why not using mobile? Because you could have the same loyalty programs as well with an app or something. Why not?
So we looked into culture as well, as one aspect of doing business in Africa. And we have a touch mechanism towards our product. So mobile money, fine. We love it. We've partnered with it. You can top up your card using mobile money. But there's an aspect of culture where people still want to feel like they're spending money. It's not necessarily cash, but card is the closest thing that they can get. And with the loyalty added to it, it's even a big incentive, hence why we're marketing it as a luxury to spending less.
Can you please tell us once more which target segment are you focusing on? Because is this more like a financial inclusion sort of digitizing cash type of stuff, or is more like let's give an alternative because I have like many cards, but still there is a one digital bank, mobile only and stuff. I still got it. Why? Because it's prepaid, it's easy. It has different agreements, so I still have one more. So which target segment are you focusing on?
Thank you. So Marusha, one of the participants today, we had a very interesting meeting. He's doing actually we're on a club for him because he's doing a Go Cashless Challenge. In next year, we're going to partner together on that. So our target market is the discount partners in their own rights. We're looking to add value for them. And adding value to them is the Toyota partnership. I mean, Toyota has no reason to partner with us. They can do their own card. But what we are bringing to Toyota to order the card from us is the bigger picture. And the black card, don't get confused, it's just one of our products. The next product that we're going into is the ID card. For the students, for example, there's the university right close by. We're talking to them to do a student visa ID card. So whereby we're going to change the ID system. We're saying to them, what does your ID do for you at the moment?
Try and wind up.
Sorry. And then we come in and offer all the value, and then the same ID is biometric and it's visa, etc., etc.
Thank you so much, Mike from Mimosa. Remember, we're looking for 3 winners that are gonna win in this special competition, but also Microsoft for Africa is also gonna choose 3 other winners this afternoon.